Michigan State is missing some key players from last season, including Miles Bridges and Jaren Jackson, who both entered the draft for the NBA this year and came out successful. Looking to fill those spots are going to be junior guards Cassius Winston and Josh Langford, as well as Xavier Tillman and Nick Ward, both of whom Coach Izzo says has lost a couple of pounds in the offseason and is leaner and meaner than ever. Minnesota's traveling for the first time in a while after a long stretch of home games. Gophers are currently sitting at 5-4-0 on the season coming into the second week of Big Ten play. After speaking this week with Michigan State co-captain Michaela Kovacs, her and the Spartans are hungry for a win here today in hopes of not repeating last year's 7-1 loss. Thanks, guys. MSU had a tough loss on Friday against Purdue. However, one of the highlights for the Spartans coming out of that matchup was in the 125 weight class, where the true freshman Rayvon Foley took down a ranked senior Luke Welch. Rayvon was able to come out of that match with a 7-1 win with a little bit of vengeance because he was defeated by Welch back in December at the Cliff Keen Las Vegas Invite. Today, Foley comes in taking on another senior, Mitchell McGinnis. McGinnis is 57-30 overall in his 5 years as a Cornhusker and was also a distinguished Big Ten athletic scholar. Looking into this matchup, the 125 weight class is going to be the one to look out for. Back to you guys. Orlando FC isn't the only soccer team playing in the district this weekend, as the Special Olympics unified team from DC and Florida will go head-to-head here at Audi Field. Last season, Nick Ward thought about testing the waters in the NBA and traveled to several different scouting camps. Ultimately, he came back to East Lansing. However, Coach Tom Izzo is happy with that decision because he's seen incredible progress from him, including his own two-a-day practices. Even just here tonight, we're seeing a lot more communication from him, as well as a tougher presence here on the court. Eric and Joe, back to you guys. Here at the half, Michigan State and Minnesota are tied 0-0. Not to mention they're also tied in every other category except for shots. Going into the second half, it's going to be mostly about which team is going to be able to pull forward and get that first goal. Will it be the Spartans or the Golden Gophers? The Special Olympics DC Unified team is looking to get their second win of the season against the Special Olympics Unified team from Florida. From Audi Field, I'm Remi Monaghan. Miles Bridges shocked a lot of people last spring when he decided to return for his sophomore season, but Bridges, as well as Jaren Jackson and Nick Ward, have announced in the last week that they will enter their names into the NBA draft. Bridges was the first to declare, doing so last Wednesday. He released a heartfelt statement to the university and on Twitter, thanking his teammates, coaches, and Spartan Nation. Spartans coming out of this matchup, not the victorious winner here. 3-2 was the final score for this first game of the doubleheader here at Sekia Stadium. Carrie's a really amazing player. She's a sophomore out of the Chicago suburbs. Currently has 5 goals and 4 assists on the season, and she's definitely hungry to add some more points for her team here today. Remi has been unreal this season for the Wildcats. 55 saves, 7 shutouts, and he's been named Defensive Player of the Week in the Big Ten twice already. Captain Jimmy Hague has been absolutely unreal as well for the Spartans. He has started all 14 games this season, 6 shutouts, which puts him at 11th in the country, and he's second in MSU history with 24 shutouts overall. Absolutely. Carly is a powerhouse for the Wolverines, and she's leading the team in both points and kills, and over 400 points in each one of those categories. She was an All-American last year for the Wolverines, and she is head coach Mark Rosen's go-to hitter. She's also leading in 3 categories, including sets played, points, and kills. She's averaging 3.81 points per set, which is an unreal amount for the Spartans, and she's going to be really hard to stop here this evening. MSU had lost 8 straight heading into this contest. We start in the 5th inning, Spartans up at the plate 3-0. Chad Ross-Kelly sends a bullet into right field. Justin Antonsic comes in to make it 4-0. Ross-Kelly gets all the way to third, which sets up Ryan King to add a little insurance for the Spartans. He singles into left to bring Ross-Kelly back around to home. The Spartans bats gets Jake Boss his 300th victory as the MSU skipper. Boss got a little emotional after that game.
Really an honor for me to put the uniform on.
Softball was also in action this past weekend, taking on Indiana. We start in the 4th inning, MSU down 1-0, and Kelsey Carrasco crushes this ball into left field, and it's gone. Just sneaks inside the foul pole line for a solo home run. Later in the inning, a runner on third, and Leah Forrester hits a blooper down the left field line. It barely stays fair, and Melanie McKay scores to give the Spartans a 2-1 lead. Jump ahead to the 5th inning, Indiana tied it up at 2. Now Maddie Westmoreland singles into left field and drives home what would be the game-winning run. I think you had a pretty great game tonight. I know there's been some differences in the off-season, you going to the draft and all that stuff. What do you think has been the change coming into this year?
Just working with my teammates.
Also, I know that this is the only preseason game that you're going to play all season. What did you think that you guys did well here, and what do you think you can improve on moving forward?
I felt like we played really well defensively. I felt like we rebounded well. We held them to a great shooting percentage.